Hey everybody, SPAZ here. Thank you for tuning in to another comic video. I'm sorry this is not music. I'm going to briefly go through some of the stuff that I've been reading lately, some of the ongoing series and some of the one-shots, and it's all going to be alphabetical, because I need to file it away after I'm done. So here we go. Amazing Spider-Man. This current series is very well written and a lot of great art in that. This is the next issue of Archie and Batman 66. So it's the Adam West Batman. So dig that cover there. Everybody remembers when Batman went surfing against the Joker. And speaking of Batman, yes, I do own the one which has the first appearance of the Batmember, if you know what I mean. This is that one. And it's naughty. No, it's not naughty. It's great artwork. I don't want to open it and get in there and show you what great artwork it is because, well, you know, I might accidentally show you the bat bone. Speaking of bone, Bone Parish is issue 2 and 3 here. Very interesting horror series. Basically, drugs are created from the bones of the dead, and when you get high, you experience that dead person's life. So they go grave robbing, and they rob the skeletons of dead rock stars and rich people, and people from all walks of life. So when you get high, you experience their life, and it's probably not a good way of explaining it, but at least I tried. Right? It's very interesting. It's horror based. Captain America. This new series is really good. I love that art. That's really nice. Cosmic Ghost Rider. This is actually Frank Castle, who was the Punisher. He's died and come back to life, died, come back to life, but now he is Cosmic Ghost Rider, and he is riding through space with baby Thanos. And you can see that right there, I believe. And not that this is free advertising, but it is. World's Best Comics in Sacramento. I always like to get my stuff there. This is a Halloween-themed release, and it's got superheroes dealing with horror stuff. So it's like a limited edition one shot, but it's got like a bunch of stories in there featuring different superheroes. Damage. I like Damage. Damage is kind of DC's version of the Incredible Hulk, or the Hulk, whatever you want to call him. And the whole premise is he's an experiment for the government, and he becomes this character. He's a normal soldier, but he becomes Damage, this character, for 60 minutes a day. So he wreaks havoc. So they try to get him to places, or try to get him away from cities and stuff like that, because he just turns into a crazy monster. This is Deadpool, latest. I won't show that for too long because most people might get sick, but Deadpool is a very funny, very interesting, and I recommend you check that out. This is the new Dick Tracy, and that is new. Doctor Strange, new series of Doctor Strange. Those are really good, really interesting. Elvira has her own comic. I chose this cover because it's Elvira as opposed to an artist rendition of her. But she meets literary figures from history, and it becomes horror stories. Like first one, I think she met like Mary Shelley, and then this one I think might be Edgar Allan Poe. This is an interesting one here. Euthonauts. Youth as in euthanasia. An astronaut explores space. Euthonauts explore the world of the dead. Basically, they take trips into the ether, so to speak, and they get in contact with the dead, the spirits, and all that fun stuff. Phantasmagoria. This is a book that spotlights the Mexican folklore. So it's got like 3 stories. It's sort of a Tales from the Crypt featuring all Mexican folklore things. So it's really kind of fun. Farmhand is really cool. Farmhand, a family has learned how to grow body parts. And all is not well in that world. The artwork is very engaging, fun. It looks like it's almost going to be a kid's thing, but it's definitely not a kid's comic. Farmhand is great. Hawkman is really cool. This is the silver or the foil cover. And it's a good series, great series actually. He's like a superhero meets Indiana Jones type. Really fun. House of Waxwork. This is really cool. This is like a creep show, Tales from the Crypt type thing, where it's a couple different stories, and it actually has a code where you can go listen to a soundtrack, a horror themed soundtrack, while you're listening to the comic. So that's really fun. Ice Cream Man, a horror comic, and every issue has a different story. So that's really fun, and there's different variant covers and everything. The Immortal Hulk is, as you would think, it's the Hulk. Most people know him as Hulk or Incredible Hulk, but now he's the Immortal Hulk. And those are good stories there. That's the latest one there, and it's got all the Avengers on it. Here is something interesting. This is from the Infinity Warps series. It is Iron Hammer, which is sort of a blending of Iron Man and Thor. And then here's one called Soldier Supreme, which is Captain America and Doctor Strange combined. This is a nice little series. I like this a lot. Joe Golem, Occult Detective. Very well written and illustrated. Very nice. And it's exactly what you would think, delving into the occult. I love this series, Justice League Dark. This isn't the normal Justice League. The only person you're going to know from Justice League in this is Wonder Woman. There's a lot of other different characters, but they all investigate the underworld of magic. And the whole world of magic is caving in on itself, and there's evil and stuff, so it's really kind of fun. Mr. Miracle is a great series. I think it's up to issue 11 now, and it's only going to go up to 12. So it's coming to an end, but I highly recommend, if you like buying individual comics, check out Mr. Miracle, or wait till the trade paperback comes out. That will combine all 12 issues. Robert Kirkman writes Walking Dead. He also writes this Oblivion Song, which is a fascinating story about these two dimensions, and one has monsters and creatures, and for some reason there was a split, and a certain part of the city turned inside out, basically, and a bunch of humans were thrown into the other world, and a bunch of the monsters and creatures were thrown into our world. And they've taken care of the creatures in our world, but there's people who try to go back and save the humans that are stuck in the evil monster world. It's late, so I'm not speaking that well. Plastic Man, really good series. I love this character anyway, so that's something to check out. Plastic Man's fun and interesting. Punisher, a new series startup. Punisher is just, it's violent, very action-packed and violent. This is the latest issue of Superman, but this is the variant cover. I absolutely love this cover. You can see Superman way up there above the Daily Planet building. Really, really love that cover. And the movie is doing very well, Venom the movie, and here is the latest Venom. And very interesting character. This is very well written. And finally, I wanted to bring this to your attention. This is Albert Einstein Time Mason. Very well written, action-packed. Albert Einstein is now traveling through time. In this issue, somebody has, way in the future, has stolen his brain, and they're going to use it to wreak havoc upon the world. So Albert Einstein from the past goes into the future, and it's action-packed, and he carries ray guns, and it's real fun, real action-packed. Probably one of the most action-packed comics I've read in a while, so you should definitely check that out. And otherwise, that is it. I usually stop by Wednesdays at World's Best Comics in Sacramento, and I buy what pleases me. I have a pull list, as well as I peruse the wall to see if there's anything interesting. I never even heard of this Albert Einstein Time Mason. It just looked really good. I bought it, and it was one of the most memorable comics I've read in a while. So anyway, that is it. Thank you for spending time with me, and smell you later.